Hello everybody, my name is Brothermutant. I am back on our Let's Play for Kingdom's Rush Frontier, a fantastic tower defense game. We are just unlocked our new hero, this Grand Wizard Nivus, who's a little pimp daddy. He's one of my favorites for reasons that you'll see here shortly. This mission, by showing you the map I can show you, this is our exit point. We'll have bad guys coming from here, 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 and splitting from both these sides. These little hatches make kind of like aliens, you know, from the movie Aliens, where they'll latch onto your foot soldiers and your characters, and if they live long enough, they'll turn them into giant alien monsters. It's actually very kind of cute, if it weren't for the fact that it's killing your guys. So foot soldiers need to be tough, damage needs to be huge, and instant kill stuff like the wizard's going to be able to bring with his disintegrate spell will be extremely useful. I could just as easily, give you strategies for any one of these characters. The only one I don't like would be these two. These guys are useful because of their pets. I have yet to test this, but I think those aliens, when they latch onto your pets, just like when they latch onto your reinforcements, they can turn them into bad guys. So you can get overwhelmed quickly with just having them summon their pets. But they're, like, for them, the boars are tough. His sand creatures are not tough. There's 3 of them, so that's helpful. His slashing attack and the fact that he's a foot soldier himself is pretty good. She's ranged mostly. The move that you'd really rely on would be things like this, that send out the shadows to do damage, because they can't be latched onto because they're shadows. Her ranged attack, of course, it makes her like a little movable archer tower, which is kind of nice. You know, if she had higher levels instead of level 2, it wouldn't be so scary to bring her. This would be useful. The keg would be useful. Again, portable artillery, slow down moves as well as damage moves. He steals money. That will be invaluable. He has good health on his own, so he's a pretty decent fighter. But you know, compared to him, remember, he's level 4 versus him. He's level. Oh, they're both level 4. I take that back. But I'd bring these 3 before I'd bring either of these 2. Put it that way. He, though, even though he's weak, his attacks are magic based, which is going to be useful because he can teleport anywhere across the map, and that makes him basically a Mage Tower in his own right. And then you throw in all these kick-ass spells that he has: the disintegrate spell, the chain spell, the magic missile alone, which is homing missiles that will not fail. They will find a target. So no, the downside is sometimes they're slow enough that they'll target something, and 4 to 5, 7 missiles will hit one guy that's only needed 1 missile to kill him. So you'll see stuff get wasted. But this is the other reason we like this mission, because we finally get our other Mage Tower, the Necromancer Tower, and this is another way to make minions.
Excelsior! The wizard is never late.
This is another way to make minions with the Necromancer Tower, because anybody that gets killed within the Necromancer Tower's range, up to a certain number, gets turned into a skeleton. And the skeleton's strength is dependent on the type of skeleton that's made. If it's a low-level minion, it's a low-level skeleton. If it's a high boss guy that you just killed, he turns into a slightly bigger and taller skeleton, so it's obvious that they're a little more badass. And the Necromancer Tower can also make, as part of their upgrades, there are 2 spells that they get. Once you make a Necromancer Tower, you can upgrade them to make a poison cloud, so damage over time. And the other move, which is one that I've used a lot, is you make a, I forget what they call him, but basically he's a Bone Knight, if that makes sense to you guys. And the Bone Knight is kind of like a barracks. He always replenishes himself, so if he dies, he comes back. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just a cooldown time. You upgrade him for every other point that you invest in him. So the first point unlocks him, the second and third point makes him more health, better armor, stuff like that. The reason that he's cool is because A, it's a free troop, and B, he has an aura that buffs all the other skeletons around him. Now, I don't know if that just makes them tougher or makes them do more damage or both, but we'll see, because I really like using him. I could put one here and not be unhappy. The first couple rounds are pretty easy on this one. You get a lot of money from the get-go. you want to protect from all these different paths, but the only real way to do that is to buff something like this spot here. And maybe these corners, which you see are locked. These ones here, you know, with enough upgrades, you could start reaching this path. You know, so an archer tower would not be a stupid idea. Mage towers, again, are nice because, again, you'll make skeletons here, which slows the roll of these guys. You don't have to make barracks up here. I never do. Barracks, if anything, would be like here or here, just to make a little choke point. I do like to unlock these to make one of them, if not both, a dwarf, and I would probably make this one a dwarf first because it catches this hemisphere of stuff versus this hemisphere of stuff. You know, useful for these guys, sure, and for these guys, sure, but everybody's going to come down this path anyway. So, you know, why limit your damage to, you know, half the damage for this path and then the other half of the damage for this path, whereas I can have half the damage for this path here and all the damage, or half the damage for all three paths, because they're all going to walk down this way, if that makes sense. Archer towers, mage towers, all that stuff are going to be useful for stuff. This one is nice because it hits both sides, so it's cheap. Might as well make it. Again, archer tower, mage tower, or foot soldiers to slow the things down, but you definitely want stuff here. Maybe a mage tower eventually. The wizard will handle the crappy little bastards that are coming by, and we'll have enough buffed up whatever, because I'm probably going to make, with the money I got left, one kick-ass tower. So the question is what kind of kick-ass tower do I want? Do I want to make this one uber and make it the crossbow fort, or maybe perhaps this one? Get this one as a crossbow fort, and you can increase the range of these two, if you, or three, if you make them ranged towers. But also the range of the crossbow fort, you'll have guys inevitably that sneak by down here, and as long as the fort can shoot them, maybe you get lucky and you get one shot, one kill kind of things going on and taking those guys out. But let's see. I do well with the mage, so let's try. It's going to be a rough.
With me, I bring death.
You know, we don't have money for anything other than maybe another tower, but for this first wave, we should be okay. Here's the knight. Oh, Death Rider, that's him. A fearsome creature with an aura that bolsters nearby skeletons. Again, doesn't really say what that does, but if you see the skeletons, you can click on them to see how they differ. Here's the Poison Cloud. Again, I like him simply because it's free droop. He replenishes himself, he'll heal himself. When he dies, he'll respawn. You can tell him where to go within a decent range. You know, I mean, you want him up, of course, front.
Merlin's pants!
But let's see what we got. And of course, reinforcements will be invaluable for shooting stuff, slowing things down. Little money. Just be a jackass. And again, the wizard, if you move far enough, he just teleports.
The wizard is never late.
No. You'll see that the skeletons are going to pop up from here. They're weak. They have low damage. Actually, better damage than foot soldiers do right now. But, again, they're stalling tactics. You notice these don't turn into skeletons because they're bugs. Same with the aliens that'll pop out of these things. There's the disintegrate spell. And while it looks pretty gnarly, like we're having trouble fighting these things off, we're actually doing fine. It's the skeletons. We gotta keep these guys alive, basically, is the trick, because they are mobile foot soldiers, if you will.
Like a charm.
A little more damage. And we keep the archers behind the skeletons so that they can, you know, do their little skeleton thing. Great thing about the skeletons, I don't think they can be cannibalized. Yeah, that seemed to be. So, another reason that we like the skeletons from the Necromancer Tower.
Freedom!
Nice job. More skeletons, more skeletons, more skeletons. Alright, we have Earth Shaman coming.
Reinforce! Dodge this! Archers ready?
And that may seem like a weird choice, but again, we got these ranged jackasses here. So we're trying to slow things down, shoot them as fast as possible. Goodbye, Mr. Bond. Get away. And again, if you engage 2 or less of them with your reinforcements, you have enough with reinforcements to take them out.
Freedom! Merlin's hands!
This is where we need some wizard loving. There you go.
Excelsior!
Now you see we have a skeleton knight because we killed one of those mages. He was kind of like a mini boss. Because of that, we'll get him low armor, better health, better damage. So again, like I said, it'll be obvious when you see that you have an upgraded version. Alright, money making time. Alright. And this one's just like any other money making time. You just shoot stuff, make sure you got enough towers to shoot things down. Put reinforcements where you'll do the most damage. But these guys are doing great between these 3, and then we got this guy over here if we need him. This is where we're going to start making our warp.
Get some!
And then over here I'm unlocking it just in case I need to slap down some foot soldiers to start slowing these guys down, because skeletons, as you see, die pretty darn quick. I'm not worried because the wizard is all range attacks too, so.
Reinforce!
Oh, and the hidden thing here is right there. For those of you that have been screaming at me the entire time, yeah, I already knew he was there. It doesn't get you an achievement though, I don't know why. And again, place your reinforcements first, and then see you have 2 sets already out. I can put 3 sets out if I really wanted to for a short period of time. Here's our new parasite enemy.
Freedom! The wizard is never late.
This is why you want foot soldiers. For those guys alone.
Reinforce!
Excuse me. Goodness. And these little bastards here do short work on your guys, don't get me wrong. But with a little bit of concentrated firepower, they die quick as shit. Pull him back because we want to turn these guys into skeletons.
Excelsior! The wizard is never late.
These guys will just be reinforcements for when stuff sneaks on by.
Reinforce!
Usually I have a tower up here to do extra damage as they round the corner, just because. More parasites. You want to get these guys up so that they don't die from the parasite attack. Because as you see, they're leeched on, but you can shoot them while they're on your bad guys. Or while you're on your guys, excuse me. So, but eventually they'll hatch. You'll just see hordes of them, which is why this being leveled up is going to be nice.
Freedom!
I feel pretty good about this corridor just taking a lot of general damage. I'd love to have Mage Towers better, don't get me wrong. The magic is starting to concern me. there's ways around that. We slow down this guy, for example, let this guy come through, and we'll just shred him with our foot soldiers. Don't you yub me, you son of a bitch. This is where spells like this are going to come in super handy.
Freedom! Fully loaded!
Alright, now this one is a new one. He flies, obviously, but he chucks spears, so he'll hit foot soldiers and any other soldier you have on the ground, including your skeletons. Kind of annoying. Your reinforcements can help take him out, but reinforcements will get targeted by him as well. And when he dies, basically you kill the guy riding his back, he falls off, the bird flies by, and the bird can eat your health, your hearts that you're trying to store up here. So
Reinforce!
you basically want to have a lot of ranged attacks, which is what we have here. You want to slow them down in those ranged attacks, so I probably should have put the guys farther down, so that I could be shooting them like yay. They're not particularly scary, like I said, it's just one of those things that they'll whittle up. Like if you had skeletons up here, these skeletons would all be dead. Really need $400 to get that up. That's why I said having a ranged attacker for stuff that sneaks by. This is the stuff that usually sneaks by. Close. We almost have what we need. There it is. Okay, I feel better about that. We're still not out of the woods. I'd like to get this up for a crossbow float for that extra range, and then of course the range boosts so I can start shooting things like when birds get by me. Of course, increased damage mage towers and other towers will be invaluable too. You see, we're sending so many at a time here that they sneak on by and will demolish my foot soldiers.
Reinforce!
And I'm not particularly worried because now I have this up. They'll whittle down my skeleton forces, sure, but they'll die from straight up damage from this.
Freedom! Marlin stands for the king!
Time for target practice.
Gotta kill those birds, man. Birds are just tearing me apart.
Blackbird fly!
Alright, that wasn't too bad. For the money wave, we'll probably put up a Mage Tower here just to do some extra mage damage. Stuff sneaks on by.
I put a spell on you.
The range on this is still pretty good. I'd love to get the full tier boost out of it, but I really want that too. What we need next though is probably one of those totem towers that throws the axes, because we have a lot of magic guys that are going to be filtering through here. Getting that totem up to let them take full damage. Well, there's our first new enemy. See the Reaper? That's what happens when he parasites your guys until they burst open if you don't kill them fast enough. And they are tough. They're not scary tough, but if like they take all three of your foot soldiers here, three of those guys could be pretty bad. So you really want to get your foot soldiers up to some tough armor. Yeah, and they're pretty tough right now. I probably don't need to go much higher. The dwarf is helping a lot for slowing these guys down and killing them, as you can see.
To battle! Excelsior!
Trying to have the wizard closer.
Ox is ready, man.
150 is what we need for that. They do good damage, don't get me wrong, so, you know, they're helping to wipe these guys out pretty quick. It's the spiders and the creepy crawlies that the dwarf is going to be infinitely more useful for. That's pretty good.
The tribe is spoken, man.
And this will be where that magic totem's going to come in handy. Unfortunately, I'm going to make short work of my guys because of that jackass.
The wizard is never late.
Come on, boys. These little archer bastards that just screw the pooch on me a lot. Fortunately, we can turn them into skeletons, and that helps slow things down by giving me those extra troops. That was close, though. Yeah, see? 2 of them. That's not good. Fortunately, we got some backup guys. Probably need to make that knight eventually, because he really does give us a nice little skeleton buff.
Have that thing!
It was worth it.
Freedom!
Get him, boys. Get him. Get him. Take damage. Yeah. That was nice. That was completely worth it. There we go. Fear my skeleton. That was pretty gnarly, I'll grant you that. And that little magic missile spell of his is just infinitely useful. For instance. Now we really need to start worrying about the gorillas, because they're going to start sending a lot of these little bastards at us. And while the wizard can help, you know, 2 of them aren't that bad. You get like 3 of them or 4 of them marching on through your territory, and you got some serious issues.
Leopard fly!
Dogs miss! To battle!
So you can see he has an aura.
Let's ride.
A little green, it's hard to see it. So medium armor 3 to 15, low armor 2 to 10, 80 health versus 80 health. So it doesn't increase their health, apparently it increases their armor and their damage. So, you know, he's worth having, you don't get me wrong. And the fact that he's basically free is the reason that we love him. Get those guys, that's 5 of them. Didn't have too many of those sneaking out through. You know, we can make another Mage Tower, whichever kind we want. Let's try this one, because he does a lot of damage, 60 to 120 versus 20 to 70. So, did I call a with a little tornado on him.
Time for target practice.
Come on, buddies. You guys got this. The warp is doing his magic. And same with these little damn
Watch out for the voodoo.
birds just shredding my foot soldiers is what's pissing me off. But he's got such good range now that he reaches really, really far. Now you see, we kicked in the other toy with a different color to it. This one increases basically the amount of damage that they take for a short period of time as well. Really helps shred the bad guys. Okay, doing good. Keep up the damage. Maybe one more Mage Tower up here just to be a smartass.
Like a chop.
Be quick or be dead.
So we leveled up our wizard to level 6. Pretty sweet. That's 2 levels, I think, on this map alone. He does a lot of damage, so he's really helpful. Yeah, see the little guerrilla forces marching their way to us. We're not clicking anything anytime soon. We'll just let this play out. Hopefully we'll be able to take these without really worrying about it. I made the drill bit to do that extra spike damage that I love so much. But yeah, you see we're starting to get overwhelmed here. That's close.
Never late. To battle.
Not bad, guys, not bad.
Might and magic.
We're just gonna be
Wise choice.
a mage-producing town at this point.
Freedom.
Rapid slide.
to slow you jackasses down. This is our last wave, so it should be scary, but it shouldn't be so scary that you're worried about whether you're gonna make it.
Fear the Ripper.
Merlin's hands!
And that's the name of that tune. Good work, team. Very nice run. Like I said, I love that wizard. Getting him up to level 10 is going to make my day. So let's see what we did here. Got a couple levels for our wizard, which is nice. Magic missile spell goes up to 7 now. Disintegrate will do even more damage to, or will disintegrate guys with higher health, I should say. And we've unlocked our angel, Deirdre, who has some unique abilities of her own. So let's go through them real quick. We're not going to pick her, but we'll use her later. But healing effects up to 3 allies, healing them for 50 life each with 20% chance of reviving fallen ones, so she's support. Consecrated Tower, granting it a bonus of 20% to damage for 10 seconds. That's kind of nice. Yeah, obviously, ranged tower is what we're talking about there. Wings of Light allows Deirdre to teleport while blessing nearby allies' armor for 30 seconds. That one will be useful if you remember it. You teleport away or to an area, and wherever she teleports to or from, any of your ground soldiers will have a little buff on them for armor. She has better armor. Low right now, so obviously it was none, so now it's low, probably medium and high, and of course extra health, which, yeah, something to spend points on, I suppose. Tower wise, we're doing well. 2 additional meteors, and reduces cooldown by another 5 seconds. That could be useful. We need to probably get our foot soldiers into some kind of decent healthy territory. Let's look at the map real quick before we end this episode. Oh yeah, this is the one I was fearing. So, this one doesn't look bad at first glance because there's just 2 paths, and there really is only 2 paths. But you notice there's a very narrow corridor here when you got overlapping. So if you don't have buffs here and here, towers to defend this triple corner here, you're really shooting yourself in the foot. And if you let them get that far, usually they merge at the same time, so that you get overwhelmed with like a bunch of guys, some that heal, some that do arrow damage. You get the drill. Basically, killing them, as many of them as you can as they're winding their way down the path is useful. There's of course another little feature here. You see this little lava pit. It's one of the cooler cartoon parts they put in was there's a like a princess or tribal princess that gets screaming, and you hear yelling and screaming. Some big chieftain's got her up on his shoulder, and he will literally strut his stuff a little bit here and then down this way, and then he'll chuck her into the freaking lava if you don't kill him. Reinforcements are usually enough to take him out. Maybe not 1 set, but maybe 2. And that's okay, but it makes you waste them. You can take your wizard or any other hero you got, of course, over there. The wizard's nice because, again, he teleports much like the angel does. And they can do enough damage to him to kill him off, usually, without reinforcements help. But again, then you're drawing away your hero from a battle, right? So it's up to you. No tower that I've ever made has been able to hit him. You might be able to put like an arrow tower here that is a crossbow fort with enough range to it that it might target him as he's leaving one of these buildings, but I can't remember for sure. But the point is you're going to get bad guys that march all up your business this way and that way, and you'll have territories that of course are on the lips of these corners. So again, dwarves are nice, but a couple of these territories are locked. You know, we have to purchase them, and I think they make you purchase them this time. Instead of $100, it's 200. So, you know, money, obviously. But yeah, again, not impossible. But if I don't complete it on the first try, don't be surprised if I reset and start it again. I may even change up my upgrades just to try new things. Flyers aren't particularly an issue, so I may steal some points away from these guys and upgrade my better things, like actual towers themselves. But I do like having the reinforcements being able to shoot, because if you put them behind your hero or behind the foot soldiers, you really do a lot of damage with those arrows. They don't do as much in melee combat, but they can just tear up foot soldiers with their shots. So, you know, potato. It's however you like to do it. But having said that, I think this would be a good place to stop this episode. So, thank you for tuning in. My name is Brothermutant. Hopefully you guys like this playthrough so far. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Hopefully I'll be over this allergy attack / cold that I have when we start doing some more. I may stay up again. It's not too late where I'm at. Yeah, maybe I'll stay up and continue the video. But you should see all of them then, of course, posted one after the other. So if you don't see me doing what you guys suggest, don't be surprised, because chances are I've already made the video. Doesn't mean I won't go back and revisit it. If you guys say, hey, could you go back to this one and try it with this hero, I'd be happy to do that for you guys. So just let me know. Name the mission and tell me what you want me to try on the mission. But again, don't say, hey, can you do this as heroic or iron? Because again, we're going to do the whole campaign first, then we'll go through for heroic, and then we'll go through for iron. As I had stated before. Alright, but with that, I think we'll cut the video here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Bye now.